Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. How's everybody doing? This is How To University, and we are on our 6-part series of 6 websites to research local, national, and international threats. Today, we are on part 4. All right. We are on part 4 of the series, and this is Information Lounge. And with no further ado, we're going to get started. Everybody, welcome to Information Lounge. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on part number 4. All right, part 4 today. And we're going to go on the international side of things, all right, today. And so, with that being said, let's take a look at this video. If I need to come in and chime in from time to time, if the possibility presents itself, I'll come in. But for now, enjoy the video. Feel free to comment in the comments what you think or if you have any questions, all right? So here we go. The first one we're going to take a look at on the international front is travel.state.gov, all right? Travel.state.gov. So you're going to be traveling outside of the country. Here's one of the sites that you want to take a look at, all right? So let's take a look at it. Let me pull this up here. Excuse me. Let's pull this up. Travel.state.gov. All right. Here we go. Should pull up this time. And here we are at travel.state.gov. And this is what you will see at the beginning when you type in that address. All right. So, of course, as always, look through the site, play around with it, click on things, see what you can see. But if you just need to get to the facts right away, let me show you where you need to go. You need to hit on travel advisories. All right. So I'm going to click on travel advisories. And let's just see if it'll bring you to the next page there. All right. Okay. Travel advisory. So this is what you'll see. Just scroll down. You see the word travel advisories up there on the left. And now you can type in a country. It says learn about a destination. You can type in a country or area. All right. But before we do that, look on the right of that and it'll give you the travel advisory levels. Because this is something that will show on each advisory. It'll be the 1 stands for exercise normal precautions. 2 means exercise increased caution. 3, reconsider traveling there. And 4, do not travel there. All right. So before we type in the country, I'm just going to scroll down and you can definitely see some areas already. So you can do this here if you want to get specific about a particular country you're going to or an area. Or you can just scroll down and just look because maybe you're thinking about you want to find somewhere you want to go to. So just start looking down and just thinking, seeing where, looking at the different levels, just saying do not travel there to Botswana. Now, with all of these, you want to pay attention to their levels. It doesn't mean that things could necessarily be a do not travel, but you want to definitely take that in high consideration. Because sometimes people still will go ahead and travel in certain areas where they say do not travel, but then you find people that go there, they say, well, there wasn't any problem there. But you also want to consider what they're telling you as well, even if you still want to go. You just got to prepare for those possibilities of those threats. All right. So they got a Fiji travel advisory, and it says exercise increased caution. That's level 2. All right. So we won't do a level 1. We'll find a level 2 and up. So right now I'm just gonna click on that. That's from 2020. As you guys can see, when you look over, you can see some are 2021, some are 2020s. All right. And just depending on how far back, you got one that's a level 3, that's Austria, says reconsider travel. That's August 6th in 2020. All right. That's almost not necessarily a year, but coming close to going towards that direction of being a year ago. And situations could have changed, or maybe there's still that level 3 still reconsider traveling there. All right. But like I said, even if you want to go to a particular place that has a high level threat level between 1 and 4, 4 being the highest, 1 being the less, you still want to look at the area and see what they're talking about and then make a determination there. So like I said, I'm going to look at the Fiji, where I seen that at real quick. And then we'll go to we'll pick one of these, a level 4. We'll probably do Botswana or Afghanistan, or let me see if there's any others down here on this first page. Of course, you can go to the next page, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But I'm just going to stay up here real quick. And let me see, where's that Fiji? Let's click on Fiji Travel Advisory. All right. Brings you to that page. You just scroll down. Okay. And it's saying travel advisory September 21, 2020. Exercise increased caution. So they're not necessarily saying don't go there, but they're saying, hey, you might want to exercise a little bit more caution there. Exercise increased caution in Fiji due to COVID-19. Read the Department of State's COVID-19 page before you plan any international travel. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention has issued a level 1 travel health notice for Fiji due to COVID-19. So it looks like their threat is on more or less the health threat and not anything of physical violence or high theft or robbery or anything like that, murders. Fiji has resumed most transportation options, including airport operations and reopening of borders and business operations, including daycares and schools. So they opened up their school. Other improved conditions have been reported within Fiji. Visit the embassy's COVID-19 page for more information on COVID-19. Read the country information page. You get information about the country. A lot of information you can get. See the embassy, U.S. Embassy's webpage. Visit the CDC's webpage on travel and COVID. Enroll in the Smart Travel program. Follow the department on Facebook, like yada yada. Review the crime and safety report for Fiji. Now that's something you might want to consider clicking on, and we'll click that here in a sec. All right, just scrolling down. All right, so we good right there. And last one says U.S. citizens who travel abroad should always have a contingency plan. Of course, that's why I say plan for things for emergency situations, and review the traveler's checklist. You can always look that up yourself. So let's look at the crime and safety report for Fiji. All right. As that comes up, here we go. We can scroll down here and let's just see if we can find anything. Location, 158 Princess Road. OSAC. Oh, it's actually brought me to the page the next website I'm actually gonna take you guys to. So, but for sake of just looking it up, we'll just do this and look at it real quick. Weather alerts, tropical depression. That was in January. TDO5F approaching. The Fiji meteorological service advisor, the tropical depression is approaching. The storm, which is expected to become a cyclone, will bring strong winds and heavy rains to affected areas. All right, so we was considering going in that particular time between January of this year and now. You could run into that situation. And it looks like they have it in different times, but they also show in December. And I think Fiji's a warm climate, so Even if it's winter for us, it's warm for them. And so I guess that time of the year, you can run into cyclones. All right. So let me just get back out of that, because this is actually the other website I'm going to show y'all. And let's just see if we can find some other. Let's go back to that Botswana, matter of fact. All right. So let's go to Botswana and let's just see what's popping off over there. All right. And there we go. Same information. It's just whether or not you want to click on, whatever, what have you here. And check out their crime and safety report. And of course, it brings you to the OSAC page. And you just scroll down and see what they're talking about. All right, so let me get back out of here. So let me see here. I'm gonna go back to travel advisories. And again, like I said, you guys can explore the pages, but just want to get to, now here's what I want to do. So the first time we just picked on what's on the list. Now I'm going to type in, I'm going to type in Cameroon. All right. And the first three letters, they give you Cambodia or Cameroon. Let's click on Cambodia. Let's just see what's going on there. And so this is what I really wanted to show y'all, is that you can now, when you type something in a country or area, then it'll give you some information on their page instead of going to the next website. All right. So you got embassies and consulates. You can click on the plus sign and get that detail, destination descriptions, entry, exit, and visa requirements, safety and security. I will hit that in a second. That's something important you guys want to look at. The health, and then maybe travel and transportation might be something that's important to you. Even probably the local laws and special circumstances might be smart to check that out as well. All right. So let's go look at safety and security. And then they start breaking stuff down for you here. All right. First paragraph, second paragraph, I'm going to go to where it says crime on the third paragraph. And it says Cambodia has a high crime rate, including street crime. Military weapons and explosives are readily available to criminals despite authorities' efforts to collect and destroy such weapons. Armed robberies occur frequently, and foreign residents and visitors, including U.S. citizens, are among the victims. So just this paragraph here, the embassy has also received reports that residences and hotel rooms of U.S. citizens in Phnom Penh were burglarized while the occupants were asleep. So, in other words, they're coming in on you when you're sleeping and stealing your stuff. The most common type of theft is a snatch and grab robbery. So you have something on you in your hand, pocketbook, purse. They might even though the watch is wrapped around your wrist, they might try to run by and pull that off of you. So you have to make plans on how to deal with that and make it less from happening to you. So just off the top, you might not want to wear earrings. You might not want to wear any gold chains or have it showing or visible. Watches, things like that, you probably don't want to be walking around with. So that's how you start, you make plans for stuff like that. Now, let me see what they said. Yeah, armed robberies occur frequently. So that means somebody running up on you with a gun, stick, ball bat, machete, sledgehammer, whatever weapon they choose. They're armed. So the only way you can deal with that, not the only way, but one way that comes to mind is just to be more aware of your surroundings. Don't be you keeping your head too much in the clouds. Especially if you're visiting somewhere, you want to be sightseeing, but at the same time, you want to sightsee the criminals. That might be you might be walking by something and you see a couple of people hanging around on the corner or standing grouped up somewhere. You got to be aware of stuff like that. And you also want to be aware of what people's hands are doing. So that's how you plan for that, for something like that. To say, okay, I'm going to be aware and watch people's hands as I go away, as I'm approaching them. People might be sitting in cars or some type of vehicle. People might be hanging around or they standing around looking a little bit weird, Sometimes your senses will pick up things, and you don't want to ignore those things. So over here it says the most common type of theft is a snatch and grab robbery, and anything that can be quickly grabbed is at risk. Cameras, jewelry, just like I said, don't walk around that stuff. Cameras, jewelry, purses, backpacks, mobile phones. Exercise caution and keep belongings out of sight if you travel via tuk-tuk, as passengers in these open air vehicles have been targeted by thieves. So like I said, you read this stuff down and you get some details, and you sit down. If you're traveling on your own, you sit down and just think it through, or you can write it out and put it on paper and maybe read it to yourself a few times. Okay, here's all the potential threats I might face: pickpocketing, armed robberies. What else did they say here? Break-ins when you're asleep. How you going to deal with that? All right. And just write it out. You can write out a list of all the threats based on what you're reading. And then under each one, leave some space, or you can make a list. And then under that, after you make your list, you take one at a time and you write out the first one. What's the first one on there? Street crimes, military weapons, and explosives are readily available to criminals. So right there, criminals can carry military weapons and explosives. You can put that as the first thing on the list. The next thing is the armed robberies. You go down the snatch and grab robberies, the pickpockets. And then once you get your list together, then you start going through each one and you say, okay, how can I lessen this from happening to me? And just come up with different ideas about that. All right. So that's how you go on and research. Now we going international. All right. So that's one site right there. The next site. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, that was Travel State. Okay. And I hope you guys learned something with the international website. And I hope it's something that will definitely help you out if you do any international travel. All right. And again, we appreciate you guys for coming in. This was part 4. All right. This was part 4 of the 6-part series of 6 websites that you can research local, national, and international threats. So with that being said, I will see you guys again next week. Take care.